is considered here, but I actually like the Nocturne a lot more because it allows you to get past all of that peel, the Gragas, the Scion, the Azir, fly into the backline. The Yuumi isn't going to offer that much protection against the Nocturne ultimate. And once the Nocturne gets on top of the Aphelios, then the followable comes from Nautilus, and the Zeri gets the front-to-back team fight. There's a lot of different ways to kill this Aphelios, but also the Azir being fairly fragile, so ult reliable. There's a lot of power in this draft here for LIIV Sandbox.
I kind of like it. I also like the bridge towards Zeri. Excited. See how this one's going to go. Top onto the rift. All right. T1 fans, a little bit louder than the LIIV Sandbox fans this time, but we'll see whether the cool kids can win over some hearts after this game one. Because I think there are definitely avenues in, right? Like, I'm looking at this top side of the map for T1, and yes, there is some lane priority here and there. I think that Gragas does fine in the early levels especially. Azir can always shove, things like that. But I think, like, you get to level 6, you're in those skirmishes, things like that. Nocturne hits his level 6 timing. Yeah, Bertel could be in trouble here. The Alcove Gaming, I think it might be an Alcove Grave here for Bertel, as he's at least moving the Scion around and being frustrated. Slice, dice, what? He's alive! He doesn't even have to flash! What is this? He's a god!
Yeah.
Why have you only played 4 games of Renekton?
That was pretty clean, and I think
this is too good. I mean, I know this is new and has more pixels and stuff, but spooky ghost, man. All right, Will is going to come down. He's only level 5, but they're trying to battle this one out. Dustbringer not going to really do anything as Teddy has to flash and cleanse. Hook is going to try and get Kyle out of here, but man, that was just Gumayusi Carrier standing up and saying, no, we are better, we are stronger, and you have to leave.
Yeah, they did the dragon, so a lot of power out of this play. Really nice timing here for T1.
Yep. You see Willa trying to employ the Gromp to come down and help them out. That's not how that one works, unfortunately. The top side is not the one that you want, as Willa has already started off this Rift Herald. We do have an Aphelios on the bottom side of the map as Kyle's looking to try and get out of here. Ona with a cat. He's going to see what he can do to steal this one away. Faker moving in. Closer also here. There's Bertel, a lot of value from that Q, but he's still going down extraordinarily low. There's the cast. So much CC here from T1 as the paranoia is utilized. Bertel stays alive though. It's Kyle. The lock's down the kill. The Rift Herald's getting in amongst it as well as Bertel. He flashes the ult, but I don't know whether it's going to be enough. The final chapter coming through here. The Nocturne is dead, and Kyle's like, guys, where is everyone? What are we doing? The shortest dredge line of all time will spell the end of the Anchor Man. Not Will Ferrell.
Wait.
Kyle, never mind. He survives. You never doubt the man from Bioshock as, oh my goodness, the Q's not going to be enough. Faker does manage to get the crocodile, and he executes himself on the way out.
Yeah, Closer here at least is going to pick up some plate gold off of the Rift Herald, but that is all.
With their composition, which does have just so much CC and teamfight as Willa. Not going to get hit by the Emperor's Divide there. Faker was looking to try and get a little bit of value. Not going to be able.
Let's wait and see how this one goes. You know, it's not a gold lead here for T1 versus Azeri, but I do like this comp in 5v5s.
Cool. Prowling Projectile is going to find Closer here on the flank. It doesn't look like any steal is going to be happening, and no follow-up fight going to continue either, as T1 grabbed the second Drake of the game. It will be Kemp.
Or any backline access at all, in fact. So I think that they should probably just vacate. They're going to try to teleport for it.
All right, we're going for a 5v5 as Bertel, are you going to be okay, is the question. Sentinel going to turn up here as well, right for the fight. As Q's going to get charged, that is going to be the Rift Herald taken, and now the paranoia comes in. Teddy trying to get the work done. He can't cleanse the Emperor's Divide, though, as Bertel looks for the backline. He gets on top of Gumayusi, and it's somehow Teddy that locks down the kill. Now he's free hitting Zeus, just getting out of there, and the cool kids, they didn't panic, and they're looking to take down T1. Teddy now looking for Ona, who goes down extraordinarily low, and I think that he might be dead. It's going to take a little bit of time.
They're looking for Faker, too, with a teleport here from Closer. Faker will get out.
Yeah, Faker gets out. Ona is just walking to... Yeah, I think, yeah, he's just dead. And they did buy a lot of time, but in the end, from here. Bertel making a great play, taking down the 80 carry, and I can just feel it. I mean, this guy was leader of the Bertel fan club for so long. Now has taken the mantle of the Croco fan club, so if Chronicler leads your fan club, be a little bit nervous, I guess.
Yeah.
Because it hasn't necessarily been great for either of these players.
The Bulldog fan club was kind of, it's now that he's left, it's doing better now, you know?
Yeah.
It's doing better now.
But once he, you know, isn't in that position anymore, as I'm going to have to hold that thought. Zeus taking a couple of turret shots that he seems to be able to ignore. Paranoia at the ready here for Willa. Spotted on a control ward. Closer was rotating up. Faker not doing the same.
Here, LIIV SANDBOX now are going to get, for the first time, real strong Drake prio in this game here. And with the setup they have here with so much backline access, it's hard to actually approach this. Zeus sweeping around the other side, but I think T1 should just let this go. Now, they're going to turn this into a turret in mid. LIIV SANDBOX, can they punish? I think the answer is no.
Yeah, this could be a double charge. This is just a macro outplay here by T1 in the mid lane. Zeus just blocking Birdle's advance, who wants to try and get over here and start some sort of fight. Teddy by himself right now, but there is that double charge, and it's just double turrets in this mid lane. LIIV SANDBOX, I don't know whether one Chemtech Drake is worth the...
Push LIIV SANDBOX back, and so it's not just gold you gain from that play, especially when you have Nazir.
Emperor's Divide is going to be avoided there as now Closer finds a charm onto Faker. Kyle is moving up, though. Birdle's here as well. And I think Faker might be dead, guys. The crown was broken a while ago, and that is back-to-back charms here for Closer. Having a great performance in that particular 1v1 until Birdle comes over and says, I'll take that. Thank you very much. Yeah, towards this Baron. So I think the turrets are going to be ignored once more. So LIIV SANDBOX are required to get over here. There is no teleport on this Crocodile. And Zeus is standing on a control ward, not going to be able to body slam away here, as now we're looking for the turn. Fear is going to connect. Zeus already taking a lot of damage. He's kind of out of this fight, as there's the Paranoia. Teddy setting up, getting into position. Another hook is going to connect, this time onto Owner as the final chapter comes on through. Emperor's Divide to get rid of Birdle. As now Gumayushi dashing forward. Teddy cleansing, flashing, getting the heck out of there. And T1, they lose no one, and now they're back on the Baron. These health bars on LIIV SANDBOX just cannot stand up to it.
Teddy just doesn't have ult here.
Oh, a very nice charm, and that's going to be the kill. It's a Duskbringer.
I mean, Teddy, if he can get back in here.
Oh, well, okay, 2,000. There it is, the steal, and he gets out. This is what Willa does. Do not let him get in for these steals, as Gumayushi's not even able to find the kill just yet. Closer, he goes golden. There is the stun onto Gumayushi, and he's taken down. The cat finds another partner, but he's going to be knocked off again. And LIIV SANDBOX, if it wasn't certified before, it bloody well is now. As Zeus, he's going to go down as well. Faker is like, I can't, guys.
Extendo.
I can't. As the Extendo beam comes through, and they're like, Teddy, can you come back onto our team now? Please, as Faker is going to get the shield from the Shifting Sands, manages to get the kill onto Kyle. That's what we expect from the GOAT, but it's still going to be set up, and now LIIV SANDBOX looking for the backside of this one. It's a decent hook attempt there from Kyle, but not going to find the slippery Gragas.
It's so fun to watch T1 do stuff like this, where they have Guma in such good position while they set up an Azir turret, get Perma Prio here, then kite over to Baron. They played this so well. Guma was never really under any threat, and now they're going to try to start this up and look for the turn.
Oh dear. Let's see whether Willa can do it again, as Birdle does have a great flank angle. This Baron is going down extraordinarily quickly, but they're holding it at about 3k. LIIV SANDBOX now moving in. Willa towards this pit right now, as they're just trying to get rid of Birdle. They do not want him to be a problem, as now Baron is going to reset, and the Phalanx will be put back together here by T1. Duskbringer spots out Zeus, and now they think that they are going to have the opportunity. Teddy gets over the wall, but Kyle is just eliminated before they can do anything. He cannot move quickly enough, and that is going to be the pick-off that T1 thinks gives them this Baron. And you know what? I think they're right.
And it looks like LIIV SANDBOX is just going to go with their tail between their legs here, straight to their third Chemtech Drake of the game, and say, well, this is all we can get out of this. There's not even any outer turrets we can pick up of money. And Birdle kind of blowing everything early in that fight, including his dominance. So when he decides that he wants to go in and is zoned away, he's like, I'm ultless, I'm out here on a flank, I can't fight. And Kyle is looking for an angle, but he can't find one either. And T1 just masterclassed their way through using these
at all times. It does make some sense here, as Teddy's going to get slowed down a little bit, but he should otherwise be okay. His Kraken Slayer is now completed as well, actually. So 4 items on this Zeri. Is now Zeus looking for Birdle, but now the engage. Paranoia comes down the cask. Fantastic to break up the fight, but I don't know whether it's going to be enough here, as Faker looks to come in. Teddy's going to avoid the Emperor's Divide. Kyle not so lucky. The Aphelios is already dead, though.
He's alive.
SANDBOX's fight. Teddy's alive, but he's not shooting anyone because he cannot get over the wall. The charm from Max range, and Faker will be taken out. Another Zeri moment for LIIV SANDBOX, and now they should be able to take some pretty decent turrets.
Oh, for sure. I mean, this is going to be permanent damage to the base here. LIIV SANDBOX going to now just push down mid. Both teams playing this fight incredibly well, but LIIV SANDBOX just had so many tools, and they used them extremely well. Even with the stopwatch coming through from Guma, he is just not able to survive. And this should be at least an inhibitor going down here. T1, 15 seconds on Guma, so that should be enough to defend. LIIV SANDBOX grab this. Can they grab more?
Now the charm is going to connect here. Closure has been playing so well, but Zeus is mega tanky. He's got the best damage item in the game as well, as Teddy's trying to get through him, but it's not going to work out there. Zeus does get pushed away, and he will, at least save the rest of his base. Trying to keep them busy here, as you can see. Still, Baron's rotating around these two players. Teleport not available for Faker, as he has just respawned. So, Zeus complete. On to Closer.
You just kill the tank slash.
Kill everyone around it.
Yeah, kill the tank slash.
Yeah. As now Kyle looks for Gumayusi. There is the paranoia used as well. A lot of investment by LIIV SANDBOX. And that is now a long cooldown that they won't have available. 25 seconds, but thankfully for LIIV SANDBOX, they don't need to worry about Soul Point because they managed to get to one themselves. And I think that's what they're going to miss out on. 1 minute on the Baron is the more important cooldown to be looking out for here. As this is now win a team fight, win the game.
Yeah, it really is. Straight up 35 minutes in. Chemtech Soul with 4 of them. I mean, it's relevant, especially when you consider Zeri is going to enjoy all of that additional damage while below 50%. And T1, they're just going to give this one up, but they're getting Baron prio. Now, it's a bit early for this, but LIIV SANDBOX slowly clears wards with your tank. Zeus and Owner leading the charge. Guma, he's got a little bit of overheals here. There's the shield from Yuumi. Guma has to pop off in this fight with Faker, or this is a done deal.
This is the first time that the setup has been on LIIV SANDBOX. They do manage to find the hook. The charm is there on Owner as well. He's taking so much damage, Thornmail or no. Still, will survive for the moment. And they can't afford to let him go down. We saw what happened last time, remember. The Baron was just picked up as another hook will connect, this time onto the other tank, who's soaking a lot of damage. Kyle doesn't have too many more of them in him. That health bar is getting very low. Closer on that flank angle.
Yeah, he is spotted by this ward here. They're going to let him know as well. He's going to move away. Owner trying to get some of that healing back here, but Yuumi just doesn't offer the same amount of sustain she used to. And on Jungle Scion here, you're just slowly trying to get it back here, shielding his way forward.
These health bars are really starting to whittle down. Paranoia comes through yet again as Teddy locks down a kill under the jungler, but the health bar lead is still there for T1. It is still relevant as Kyle is completely out of this battle. Willa at full health, Bertle pretty healthy as well, but so is Gumayusi. And he is the most important part as they turn onto Bertle, and he's just going to have to flash, but he's still going to die. And now Closer, the next straggler, LIIV SANDBOX. You have to get some control here as he looks to try and get out. The Spirit Rush going to be there. Okay, it's decent as Teddy now thinks it's his opportunity. They managed to lock down Zeus, but already Kyle is just eliminated. He does cleanse, and Teddy gets exhausted, has to flash. The final chapter is going to be there, and the Zeri will go down to the GA. Goodbye, Ari. And LIIV SANDBOX, they tried to get it done, but 1,000 gold into the coffers of Faker.
Oh, the team fight was surgical from T1, finding single targets and looking for those single target eliminations, pushing Kyle back, splitting the team fight in 2, and the experience of T1 definitely showing through here in what looked like it was almost a done and dusted team fight. They kill the Scion, wait out the zombie, but are unable to regroup because Faker's making plays on both sides of the fight. T1 push to end.
Yeah, Bertle is going to be up, but I don't know whether one lone crocodile is going to be enough as Willa dives forward, wants to try and kill these minions as best he can. Bertle does a decent job of that as he's going to get knocked up, will get taken down. There is no more minions left, so at least there's that. As Paranoia going to come through yet again. Willa just trying to do anything that he can, but it's going to be a probable triple kill here for Gumayusi in the back end as Zeus not going to allow that one to happen. Closes turn to run through, does pad that KDA a little bit, but T1 will narrowly steal the victory over LIIV SANDBOX.
Well, in terms of setting up fights on your footing, going to be very free laning phase here as well for the Poppy into the Jax. And that's what they're going to opt into. I like the Aatrox a lot, but the Aatrox is a lot more all-in on we're going to win this game early-mid, and then there is no fallback. Whereas the Poppy, I think, still fits the theme, but is going to be, you know, if you go to a 30-minute team fight later on, you might just be able to turn that into a 5v3 briefly where the Neela gets in there. You get the
side of the map, the Poppy to be picked up into the Jax. Looks pretty scary here for LIIV SANDBOX. Let's see how they go as we hop onto the roof. T1 fans at full voice after their victory in game number 1, and now looking to augment that with a second win. Hold on to the top of the standings here. Of course, we're breaking a tie between these two squads here in week 2. They are neck and neck at 4th place. This will define who will be at the top and who will be towards the bottom.
Yeah, it is very important momentum-wise for both these teams here in the early season. T1's strength of schedule much harder, but to drop against arguably a much weaker team than what they've faced thus far would really hurt your momentum here as T1. And for LIIV SANDBOX, an opportunity to bounce back in a big way after your 1-1 start. So even though it's very early on in the season, these standings won't be indicative of what we see at the end. It is really important for keeping...
Try and keep them at range and don't have too many issues. But, I mean, Neela wants to fight in the mid-game anyway, so I don't think the early laning phase is going to be as much of an issue. This could be, though, as they get Faker's Flash very early on. Willa thinking about sticking around for an opportunistic Winter's Wrath. Kind of like it.
Yeah, if they're able to get the stun there. Oh,
all right, in goes Gumayusi. I take it all back. Teddy's going to have to cleanse Flash, get the heck out of there. As thankfully, it's a melee champion that he's dealing with because he had basically no health. As Ona...
We're here for Gumakaria.
Yeah, not even having a great time here, as we can see. As Ona is going to find Closer, throws his charm away and gets hit by the turret. Like, I don't know how more dead you could be. That is first blood going over to Ona.
Yeah, that was...
That was a series of events.
Yeah. Well, there's just no way that they could turn this into a cross map on the Herald early. Ults are traded, and yes, Bertle has the advantage, but...
7, in fact, for the bottom lane here of T1, utilizing that passive.
6 is up. I mean, this is an all-in opportunity.
Yep, Kyle does have the depth charge as Teddy finally hits his ult, and now can T1 make this one happen? They dive forward. He's just in a bouncy castle, but they're unable to finish him off. Ona is going to be taken down. Carrier is dead as well. It's a double for the Zeri, as Gumayushi's still at full health, but it's 2 kills on Teddy.
Now it's really critical that Guma lives here because now he can, of course, continue to try to push advantages here on the bottom side of the map, and Teddy is losing a lot of CS. Cross-map Willer did
strategy, and Bertle went fishing and got himself a Vi. That is successfully landed.
Yeah, I mean... Huh.
Yeah.
It's the second time he's done that this game, where he's just able to run circles around Owner, quite literally. And now Owner's going to miss Willer, it looks like, that is to say.
Oh, Sejuani going to make it into the brush. Spots
each
out
other.
this Vi. There's the Glacial Prison. They waste 0 time, and that is a dead Vi. Gorgeous play from LIIV SANDBOX.
And I'm not entirely... LIIV SANDBOX did also disappoint us in week 1 of the... Okay, hold that thought.
That's a hook. Gumayusi is going to walk into them. Arctic Assault is fantastically timed, but the Apotheosis is too good. Owner is going to be here.
The turn.
And look at how much time the Jubilant Veil bought into the... Zeri goes the Vi, and yeah, she explodes, but it's her health bar that's going to go down the majority of the way. And T1, oh man, glorious counterplay.
Yeah, I mean, you try to engage on the Neela, trying to make something happen here, clear this wave as fast as he can.
Yeah, just some turret shots being soaked there by Carrier as Ona on this Chemtech Drake. Second of the game, going to go over to T1, and they're going to grab the first turret as well. Here on this bottom side.
Yeah, a lot of money.
Yeah, this Neela Yuumi situation is working out extraordinarily well for this team thus far. As Zeus gets himself into position. Won't have the heroic charge now as Emperor's Divide is leapt away from, but I don't know whether that is going to be the solution he's looking for. Gets himself the counter-strike and leaps away. What is this? Bertle didn't have flash, and he almost manages to get away.
Almost buys enough time
towards this top side, but not going to be there in time. And I'm going to give that to Bertle. That was a great...
Yeah, of the 3 players in the top lane, his play was most impressive in that moment.
Well, we're going to see a bit of a battle here as Willer is going to be able to take the Rift Herald, but they throw away the Ahri, and now Willer is just dead, donated for the good of the colony. They're not going to be able to grab the eye here either. So it is a bit of local gold collected here by LIIV SANDBOX. That's nicely done. However, they lose their Sejuani, and T1 retain control of the map. 2,000 gold, approximately the lead for them, as well as Zeus now making his way into the enemy jungle. was thinking about going over to clear out that ward. That could have been his death, as Teddy and Kyle trying to get on in here. As Ona once again on a little bit of a mission. He ults, he does get charmed, but there's the slowdown from the Everfrost. There's the flash forward from Bertle as well. They should be able to grab this kill. There it is. Closer locks that one up. So Ona having a little bit of a suspicious... Zeus might face check in here as there it is. Closer now, looking to close in. No pun intended. Lands the charm. There's the teleport. As Baker is going to come through as well. Heroic charge to keep Willa busy. Kyle is definitely the tasty target. They do get the depth charge out of him. He should be able to back away. LIIV SANDBOX using everything defensively. They will be able to successfully alleviate the situation, and they get a teleport. So I guess there's...
Used for Faker, they get away. Now Jax is in the side by himself, so they've forced T1 all to the top side. Now Bertel's playing on bottom side. Will they get a trap here onto Faker? He did not go crown this game. A little bit more vulnerable.
Yeah.
I don't...
Okay, well in they go. Closer doesn't quite find the value he's looking for, and that is a two-man Emperor's Divide. Faker now calls in the cavalry as Zeus was teleporting, and they'll get the knock-up. And Faker says, not on my watch, not today. The flash from Zeus. Blast Cone going to get Willa relatively far away. Winter's Wrath, but there is a gameplay button you can press, and Cease and Desist will say no. Gumayushi going to find Kyle, and Kyle's like, I'm getting out of here. You. Yeah,
I mean, the trap was set, but T1 were all on the top side of the map, and they also, of course, still had that teleport from Zeus. Okay, LIIV SANDBOX are going off the deep end of this game. Now going to teleport into this fight. Let's see if we can see a big counter-strike from Bertle. He did not teleport onto Vision.
If there's ever a time to fight, it's with Willa around a Baron. But they don't have Willa, so it's going to be very, very difficult already. Stopwatch has to be used. Into the backline goes Gumayushi, and he just eliminates Teddy. Faker is going to go down, but I think that's a worthy sacrifice here to kill everybody else. Closer slinks away, so it's not everyone. And of course, Willa wasn't there, but that is successful take of the Baron.
I mean, that is now such a lead for T1. I just don't think we even get to have the conversation about Zeri scaling anymore. You know, it's just, you had the opportunity to, instead of trying to trap Faker, push bottom. You pulled everyone T1 top side. Closer also perhaps in a little bit of trouble here. Owner's ult not up yet, but almost.
Yep, that is Spirit Rush, so Closer not going to die just yet. But still, they just wanted to grab themselves the inner turret before they go for a reset. Yeah, it just feels a bit hopeless. If the Neela has ultimate available and the ability to press that Jubilant Veil button, then it just feels like they can do anything that they want and always have the ability to win these fights.
I mean, Teddy,
it's a great draft.
Yeah, he has no agency because Owner has ult, right? You know,
that's onto Faker. It's a decent hit there as he gets charmed as well. Bertle looking for the counter-strike. Emperor's Divide defensively is very, very nice. Is now Owner trying to get out of there. Gumayushi still has ultimate, but they don't have the final chapter, and it looks like T1 are going to have to back away for now.
Yeah, they're down. They wanted to get a little bit more here. Nice play from Willer. It does land on the Faker to try to push them back. No punish going to come through. Oh, I say that.
Yeah, Faker actually backing a little bit late there as now everybody is rushing after the Pigeon. Will the Azir survive? Has to flash the Extendo Beam.
Willer obviously used his ult. Can he get into range here?
I think so. Arctic Assault going to come through here as Shifting Sands. Beautifully done. Faker is going to get to his outer turret.
Oh no, the Neil is coming.
Going to turn up. Teleport in as well as Faker. He can go home and then teleport back if he'd like to. Everfrost was decent, but I don't know whether this is going to be it. Oh my goodness, the combination of the Apotheosis and the Steadfast Presence is like, I'm going to pull you in, and by the way, you can't get out.
And I think really LIIV SANDBOX in this game tripping over themselves quite a bit in terms of the macro plays and trying to punish in these side lanes is really going to cost them big. I mean, it's costed them the game essentially here already unless we see a miracle. Willer going to be the last to fall here, but look at the push in mid. That's going to be the second inhibitor here for T1. Closer's not up for 15. Teddy up in 10. Doesn't have his Titanic just yet, and that's going to be T1 also casually picking up this Cloud Soul. And you're hard chasing an Azir.
Oh yeah, I mean there's that.
I'm going with Guma myself.
Yeah, I think that yeah, that's a nice ultimate that we see just there as Closer is going to get ceased and desisted. As Gumayushi was dealing with the top inhibitor turret, does manage to sort that one out as now Bertle fighting with the Neela. Closer going to go down as a bit of an afterthought here as Ona trying to get out of here. He's like, I bought the time, guys. You just go and kill everyone. As Teddy might be able to grab the kill onto him. There it is. There is at least one for LIIV SANDBOX as Faker put up the Emperor's Divide. I don't know who he was trying to hit with it, but maybe he was just using it. for fun.
I mean, Birdall got bashed.
Oh, was it Willa or was it Birdall that died to that one?
Birdall, I believe, died to it, and one additional auto there from the Sand Soldier. Kyle, the last to fall. And, yeah, it was a close game one. Game two, not so much.
Yeah, it was close until the series really wasn't. And I think the bottom lane had so much to do with it. 7-0-7 on this Neela for Gumayusi after almost 300 days of seeing the